Welcome back, and I just got home from work, and yesterday I got in the mail motherfucking Bloodborne. And I had a half day off from work, so I played a couple of hours with it, and holy shit. Bloodborne is absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic. It definitely feels and even plays with the controls just like a other Soul game, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1 and 2. And the difficulty, well, it all depends. Since I am used with Dark Souls, Demon Souls, playing as this knight, full armor, plated armor, tower shield, giant ass sword, and now all of a sudden I have to play with a firearm that's definitely new for a Souls game. You don't truly have a shield, you only have your main weapon or trick weapon they're called, and you have your firearm. It definitely makes up for a little bit of a different approach to enemies, since it does play the same. And I myself got I died a lot. I think I counted like 52 times that I died yesterday. Yeah, that's a lot. And definitely since I played all the other Souls game, and they weren't easy, but you know, my playstyle is really protective and really slow. You definitely need to dodge and evade attacks a lot more in Bloodborne, and I just didn't need to use that as much in the Souls games. So that was something that I had to get used to, but I got used to it pretty quickly. And since the controls are pretty much the same, story-wise, yeah, it's really weird. You're in this really amazing, like gothic styled, I don't know, type of city where there is some kind of a hunt. And since you're seeing a couple of beasts burning, I guess it's the humans vs all kinds of beasts. But the humans themselves are pretty dangerous, they're totally wicked, they're weird, and they hunt in packs. And I mean that in the beginning of the game you are underpowered and you have to fight like 6 or 7 enemies at a time. It is annoying and you're gonna die a lot. And the only frustration I had with this game is actually when you die, it takes up around 40 seconds to load up. And From Software, the developers and Sony knows it, and they are working on a patch. The game runs smooth. This is the most smooth running Souls games ever. Sure, there were a couple of times there was a frame rate hiccup, but pretty much 95% of the time it runs smoothly at 30 frames per second. And that is something that I always wanted in the Dark Souls franchise or the Demon Souls games. They were amazing, but sometimes the frame rate was so horrible. Thank freaking God they changed it up. Graphically, the game looks amazing with such a huge amount of details. The environments look creepy as hell with creepy noises and creepy enemies. But don't expect quality like Final Fantasy 15, Metal Gear Solid, even Killzone. The game doesn't look that good. It definitely looks like a Soul game. It has improved, of course, a lot, but it's not like the most graphical game you're gonna play on your PS4. But since there are so many details, so much atmosphere in the game, it just looks amazing. And holy shit, those really tiny creepers that are creeping on you in the start of the game are freaking scary as shit. Music-wise, it's the same. There is almost no music, but finally when you're entering the boss, there will be this epically amazing soundtrack that I loved in Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2. When there is music, when there is soundtrack, it's amazing. I do find though that this game is a lot creepier, a lot scarier than the other Souls game. And that's maybe also because, like I said, you don't have this protective gear. You are definitely vulnerable. In the beginning of the game you're gonna die in like 2 or 3 hits, and you're gonna die a lot. The first boss was actually easy. You actually need to grind a little bit and then you can beat him. It definitely feels a little bit easier than like Demon Souls or Dark Souls, but don't fear, the game is still hard as nails for the normal players. If you are a die-hard Dark Souls or a Demon Souls fan, yes, it's gonna be a bit easier. But expect everything what you can expect from a Souls game, but with a twist since you have a firearm. I do think though is that I used a pistol. You can choose which weapon you want, this kind of a shotgun or just normal pistol, and I choose the pistol. And sure, it is effective against the humans and against dogs and other type of little monsters, but for some reason against bosses and against more stronger enemy it's just totally useless. Maybe I chose the wrong weapon, or maybe you truly need to upgrade the weapon to be more effective. But I definitely thought like, why do I have this weapon and why do I need it? I do find one feature really cool is I chose the battle axe for my trick weapon, and there's actually two modes. There is this one-handed mode and there is this more like a halberd mode. With L1 you just, how do you say it, like transforms into a halberd, and that is pretty cool. And also the play style all of a sudden changes, where one-handed is more like close combat, the longer halberd is more like used as a spear, and that's really freaking cool. Of course it also uses a lot, or gives a lot more damage, so the harder, stronger enemies are taken down faster than, let's say, with a pistol and one-handed. It feels and looks and sounds like a Soul game, but it's still so much different that I'm like, this is a totally new game. When I played Dark Souls 2, I definitely had this feeling of, okay, I know this, I have played this for so many hours, it's time for something new. Well, Bloodborne is something new. If there is one game I could recommend you guys when you're buying your PS4 or you're thinking, why should I buy a PS4? This is it. Freaking Bloodborne. Sure, Infamous is cool, Killzone is pretty cool, The Order can be good, but Bloodborne is the reason why you should buy a PS4. I hope you like this first impression of Bloodborne. Definitely leave the comments below. Have you played Bloodborne? Are you gonna buy Bloodborne? And did you die as much as I did in the first couple of hours? And like always, you will see me next time.